Buttercup Dragon Mac and Cheese.
Hey guys, I'm filming in a slightly different spot because it's hot in my room and I had to open up the window. Yeah, for January, this is great, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about 9 things that you can maybe find hidden gluten in these things more often than not. And I wanted to bring them up because having been diagnosed with celiac disease for about 8 years now, I've run into some things and had some not so pleasant surprises. And I want to make sure that you guys might have a little forewarning on these things. So let's get into it. Oh my gosh. I want to knock out the really obvious ones first. So I'm gonna start with beer. Now you can drink like apple ciders that are like a hard apple cider. There are some like hard lemonades that you can drink, although I'm pretty sure Mike's hard lemonade is not gluten-free, but don't quote me on that. I'm just not sure it is. Most liquors you can drink, just double check them online. I always recommend that. But beer is one that you should definitely be careful about. I believe there are some of them that are less than 5 parts per million, but for the most part they're not, and they will cause you to have a reaction. Another one is potato chips and corn chips. You know, often I'll go to a restaurant or something and I'll ask if their corn chips are gluten-free, and I get kind of a look of duh, and I have to be like, well, you know, they might be fried in the same fryer as something that wasn't safe. Sometimes you can actually go to the grocery store and flip it over on the back, and the back of it will say that the actual ingredient has wheat in it, or it might say that it was processed on the same facility that processes other wheat. So be very careful when it comes to potato chips and corn chips. Don't take those for granted. Definitely read it. Surprise things that don't have gluten would be Cheetos, Funyuns, Stax potato chips, but not Pringles. Stax is gluten-free, not Pringles. I think the Cool Ranch Doritos, so check into that one. One of the first ones that we learn about that is the surprise gluten is soy sauce. So I want to talk about 2 different things with soy sauce. One, American soy sauce is generally made with wheat, and the other thing, which is traditional soy sauce, is also known as tamari. So you'll see some things labeled as tamari. Read the labels on all the different soy sauces that you get, because some of them have always just been made with soy and they're listed at a reasonable price, and some things are labeled tamari and it's a marked up price because they're using the word tamari. Sometimes you'll even see gluten-free soy sauce and it's also marked up. But tamari and traditional soy sauce is not made with gluten, or with wheat I should say, but American soy sauce tends to be made with wheat. This poses an issue when you go out to eat and you're in an Asian restaurant. Be sure to ask your server if they have gluten-free soy sauce or tamari. Another thing that the soy sauce can be in that's a little surprising is beef jerky. I make a lot of homemade beef jerky, so I know to watch out for that whenever it comes to purchasing some. When you're out and about, maybe you want to go on a trail or you want to go camping or something like that, and you want some beef jerky, it generally will have soy sauce in it, so watch out for that. Speaking of being on the trail, trail mix. That is such a shocker to me to find out how much like trail mix and nut bars and those kind of things will have gluten in them. They'll have wheat in it, or they were processed in a facility that also processes wheat. So be sure to check your nuts, check your nuts. Oh my gosh. Side story on that, there was this stuff that was called something about your balls. It's like a blue bottle, and it's like some man stuff to keep your balls from getting sweaty or something like that, and it was made with gluten. And it's so weird that I know that, but I guess whenever you're talking about what you're gonna put on your man's junk, you gotta find out if there's wheat in it. All right, anyway. Okay, so the trail mix, yeah, be sure to check your trail mix, check the nuts that you purchased and that kind of thing. Read the back of them. Don't take it for granted. Another one, oh my gosh, Campbell's soup. Why do you do this? Why do you do this, Campbell's? A lot of soups like cream of mushroom, cream of wheat, cream of corn, cream of wheat, the creamy soups, they'll use wheat as a binder. Campbell's is really notorious for this, and I really wish they would stop doing it. Pacific brand and I think Progresso tend to not use wheat as a binder, so be sure to check those but really be careful when it comes to purchasing something that's like cream of chicken or cream of mushroom. You want to double check that ingredient list on the back because you might be surprised. Speaking of canned goods, enchilada sauce. Again with the binders. So I make my own enchilada sauce, or I at least try to for the most part, but that's only because I found out that most enchilada sauce has gluten in it. It has wheat as a binder. So that's another one to really watch out for that you might just kind of take for granted. And like, it's enchilada sauce, why would it have gluten in it? And it tends to. Oh, this is a fun one. Milkshakes. Now my milkshakes are not bringing any boys to the yard. No, but they are better than yours. Is that how that song goes? So milkshakes, at least in Texas, they tend to be made with malt. And I know what you're, look, this is Texas. We call things weird stuff. But in Texas, a milkshake tends to be made with malt. In other places, that's called a malt. But we don't do that here. So just be careful wherever you are to ask if their milkshakes are made with malt. And you're gonna get somebody eventually to go, that would be called a malt. And you're like, can you just check? This is Texas. They're weird. So watch out for the milkshakes. Speaking of desserts, gummy candies. Oftentimes you wanna have like a little gummy chewy candy like the Haribo gummy bears or your Twizzlers and that kind of thing. Please watch out for those. Haribo, I think, recently let people know that their gelatin, I think is the one, is extracted from wheat-based stuff. So those aren't gluten-free. Twizzlers are definitely not, but really in general, watch out for your candies. Don't take it for granted. You might be eating a little chocolate bar, and please look it up, Google it. It's better safe than sorry. I have been so surprised sometimes. Those little chocolate squares that have, my door just opened. Ooh, those little chocolate squares that have the caramel inside of them, those, I don't think those are gluten-free. And those like little chocolate truffle balls that are pretty common, that I think they're called Lendent or something like that, those are not gluten-free. I learned that after a mouthful of them. I like food. Ooh, lotion and hair conditioner. I said that weird, almost like air conditioner. Hair conditioner. Now I don't use conditioner in my hair anymore, but back when I had normal hair, reading the container of conditioner was crucial because it would make my scalp insanely itchy. And I also read the bottle of lotion that I use because it will make my skin itchy. And on top of that, you're putting it on your hands, and if there is wheat, which is pretty common in lotions, but if there's wheat in it and you're getting it on your hands and then you're eating something, that could be getting in your system. I'm pretty sensitive to gluten to the point where when it gets on my skin or my scalp, I get extremely itchy. So be sure to read the bottle of lotion or conditioner that you're using because it could be causing a trigger for you. And last but not least, the most shocking one that I have found so far, imitation crab. Yeah, thank you, sushi. So I went to go make some homemade sushi. We did like a really awesome sushi bar. It was so cool at our house, but I remember when I went to go purchase some sushi, I just got a wild hair up my butt crack and read the back of the thing, and it was made with a binder. What binder, you may ask? It's made with gluten. So, well, they use wheat. A lot of imitation crab has wheat in it, so if you're gonna go enjoy some sushi, why don't you ask your server if they can read the package of the imitation crab if that's the one that you're wanting to get. Asian food can be pretty tricky when it comes to having celiac disease, but always, you know, take the precautions. But imitation crab, yeah, thanks a lot. I want to throw one last little plug out there for you guys. In no way is this sponsored, but it is something that has saved me. There's an awesome app. It's called Find Me Gluten Free, and it will pull up based on ratings. People can rate how safe this place is. People can say not safe, unsure, or celiac friendly. They'll leave reviews. You can find all the places that have been reviewed that are nearby you, that other people with celiac disease or the company itself can put it on this app. So be sure to check out the Find Me Gluten Free app, and that might help you kind of navigate your city. And I really hope this helped any of you guys. Bye, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Instagram @TheTravelingOstomy, and I will see you guys later. Bye.